Yes, and I pronounced it wrong. It's Bigsby, not
Bigsby.
Bigsby, yeah.
Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 82. Talk to the hand. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and lovable Dungeon Master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
I am playing Thora Greyfield, a fighter tiefling.
Wonderful. And also with us is James. James, tell us who you will be playing.
My name's James. I am playing a spell scale sorcerer named Penton Chalice. Who?
Aw, yeah. And also with us tonight is Izzy. Izzy, tell us who you will be playing.
I tonight will be playing Merezi Mugra, who likes hands.
Well, that's going to be very fortunate very, very soon. And last but absolutely not least, except in stature, for his character, is Dare. Dare, tell us who you will be playing.
Howdy, everyone. I am Dare, and I am playing Tix Birchmanson, your favorite diminutive but larger-than-life cleric.
Indeed. And when we last left our folks, they had journeyed into the Simeon Crevasse, an ancient temple, strange place with strange collapsed towers leading into a central area. You had made your way inside, fought past Casper the Wizard, fought past the blue apron Poopa monster, and major into the central corridor where there are hundreds, perhaps even thousands of zombie-ish hands in this giant chamber. In the center of the chamber, behind a giant skeletal hand/claw-looking thing, is a central dais with a black crystal. Above that black crystal appeared a figure, a wizard, who turned to you, and though I slightly pronounced it wrong last time, announced that he was Bigsby, and that he was very pleased to meet you. Would anyone like to say anything?
Percent chance I would know that name?
Just give me a straight Arcana roll. Or Arcana, whichever one you prefer.
Arcana.
Arcana.
Wait, where are you? There you are. 26.
26. So you wouldn't have need to roll high to have heard, even though you are a sorcerer and do not read scrolls and such, you absolutely have heard of the spell and the variety of spells of Bigsby's hand. But you actually, with that roll, actually know a little bit of the history of this wizard. He is almost mythical. Like, no one knows if he really existed or not. But he is famous for traveling the land, having incredible adventures. With the 26, there was even a rumor that he had once saved the material plane.
Well, all good wizards have.
Yes, and it was a very, very long time ago.
All right, so... Oh, you're the Bigsby?
He kind of smiles and puts his hand on his doublet, and he goes, "Guilty as charged. It's me."
Wow.
Here, have one. And he pushes a button that there's no button there, by the way. Again, he's just in this, just floating above this thing in a ethereal form. But very close to you, a little area of the wall rolls back, and a scroll pops out. And he goes, "Have one. It's on me."
I have to look at it.
It is a scroll for the spell Bigsby's hand.
Oh, sweet.
Is it autographed? Please tell me.
Oh yeah, it's autographed.
Oh yeah, I'll never watch this scroll again.
I lean over.
We finally found the thing that would make you break your vow of poverty. Which is collecting a collector's item.
Tix leans over to Penton and just kind of whispers, "Should I know him?"
He's a very famous wizard.
Okay.
And he goes, "It's true. He can clearly hear you. And in fact, he kind of again, he pushes some buttons or does something near him, and you hear for a moment you hear the feedback noise, and it you've never heard that sound, so it's just horrifying to hear. And then he kind of winces for a second, and he goes, like, oh, I am very famous. It's true. Done quite a few things. Been on quite a few adventures. Speaking of which, it looks like y'all are kind of been doing a little bit of adventuring, and he's actually looking at you, Athora, and he goes, are you feeling okay from that 25 hit point strike that you took earlier?
No, but I'll live.
Oh, well, it's quite all right here. And he pushes another button that you cannot see, and on your other side, 4 little vials come out of the wall, just come like trundling out, and you wonder how many little secret passages there must be in here. Please, that should help.
Okay, thank you. I grab a middle one and drink it.
Okay. You instantly die. No, I'm just kidding. You not only immediately heal all of your hit points, the wound closes over like it's never been. Even your clothes look cleaner. And what's more, you just feel energized. There is coffee in this world, but it's not very accessible to typically, like, only kind of the richer people have it. But that's what you feel like. You just downed like a triple latte. You were just brimming with energy.
Wow, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. That's 5-hour energy drink. Just gives you a massive bolt of energy.
I feel amazing.
Make sure...
My.
I can do a million things now.
I would trust this man with my life.
But you should all try it. It's really, really good.
Tix reaches up.
I'll hold it for now.
Takes one and downs it.
I'll have 7.
I have a question for you, sir.
Yes.
Are all these hands here yours, your pets, your experiments, something?
No. This is all not supposed to be this way. I am trapped and have been a prisoner here for time immemorial, and my wishes and desires have been horribly corrupted, and this is not what I want at all.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, then who is keeping you here? And since you are the preeminent wizard around, how do we get you out?
Well, getting me out is relatively simple. All I need you to do is to break this crystal. It's pretty tough, but you can break it, and it will. I am dead. I have been dead for a very, very long time, but before I died, I imprinted a tiny fragment of my soul in here. Think like a lich, but not quite so ghoulish. Really, I'm not even really here. This is just an aspect of myself, and but even so, I'm very much aware and alive as much as I can be, and it sucks. I've been keeping myself busy. I've been recording a lot. I've been doing a lot of sponsorships. But and he says, I would really, really appreciate it if you could set me free and let this eternal torment of existence end.
This all sounds pretty normal. Give me a hammer.
Well, I have another solution, Merezi. How big is the crystal?
It's big. It's about the size of like a treasure chest.
So I'm going to walk over to it. Bigsby, if I touch the crystal, am I going to be attacked or anything?
Yes, you will. So thank you for. I was getting to that. So I need you to free me. I really would appreciate it. But I do want to help you guys too, because I've been following your adventures, and I sort of exist in multiple planes simultaneously. It's complicated. I'm in several different realities at the same time. So I've got kind of some scoops for y'all that I'd really like you to know, and then I would like you to release me from this hellish existence.
That sounds like a fair deal.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it.
Somebody have a pen?
You might want to write this down. Several thousand years ago, I'm not really sure if it's been 10,000 years or not, a very long time ago, the material plane, our world, was under attack. There was a consortium of gods that got together, and they created a booster, something that would really get things just souped up, just really get you beyond any level of what a mortal could do. And they created what was known as the Rod of Seraphim.
I'm familiar.
You've heard of it, I believe.
We have it.
You do. Now, the idea was there was a few line of royalty throughout the world, and only they would be able to access it to help control the power. And the idea was that it would only be brought up whenever there was a threat that could destroy all of reality, because one, it was far too powerful to be used. It simply is too powerful. It's too corruptive. And a small detail, it generally kills anyone who uses it.
Well, yeah, I've heard.
Well, and the problem is that the staff that you have is broken.
Right.
And so technically, right now, anyone can use it. Also, technically, it's even more wild magic than it was before. So it's even more unpredictable. It's more dangerous. You've been doing a really good job not touching it. I would continue to do so. Because a really, really long time ago, there was a threat that launched itself into the Penta Plains. You might have heard of him, the god Set.
Yeah.
Decided that he had just had enough of us mortals and was going to destroy us all. And he allowed something through into the material plane. What happened was that could not be stopped by anyone's means. Hundreds, thousands of the greatest adventurers of my day fought it and died. They even managed to kill it, but it wouldn't stay dead. And so, finally, I and a few others were able to get a hold of the Staff of Seraphim. And we came here to my home base, where I'd kind of been working on my stronghold, getting up in the levels and all that fun stuff. And we lured the creature to the Penta Plains where the damage would be minimal. And that's when I killed it. I killed it using Bixby's hand. But with the Rod of Seraphim, it boosted my power to such a degree that I was even able to kill the unkillable. It also killed me too. It destroyed me in the process. It decimated the Penta Plain. It didn't recover for thousands of years. And its mark can still be seen today.
Well, those are the kinds of sacrifices heroes make.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I need y'all's help. You guys have got to restore the staff. You've got to stop the gods. Because here's the thing. You guys out on that battlefield to stop Set from coming through that portal or sending something through the portal like he did in my day. But it's actually worse than that, because another god has killed Set.
Oh.
Is he rotting now and really big?
Why, yes.
He has lizard friends?
Well, those aren't really friends. Those were basically scavengers.
Oh.
I've seen him.
Yes, you have actually looked at the Penton when you peeked through there.
Yeah.
You were looking at the corpse of a god.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
This other god, and I'm not trying to be coy, he has actually put a spell on the material plane where we can't say his name directly.
Jimmy!
That's why your gods just can't reveal it to you.
Oh.
But he is incredibly dangerous. He's already killed a god. He has managed to sunder the Staffs of Seraphim, one of the things that, could stop him. He's going to try to take the power of Seraphim. He's going to try to kill other gods. And he has a plan to give himself enough power to stay in the material plane indefinitely, which is not allowed from any of the gods. Once there was the Great Sundering, the gods cannot come to our realm indefinitely. They can only come for short periods, and typically even then as avatars. But he has a plan where he's going to come here, and he's just going to stay. And he will essentially be able to treat the material plane as a sandbox where he could just do whatever he wants.
So this god that nobody can talk about, is it somebody we've run across since you have been watching us?
I can tell you that some of you may have seen him. And
In my
I know that
dreams?
maybe. And at least one of you has said his name.
Really?
Oh.
Yes. And I'm again not trying to be coy. I'm not doing any mystical mumbo jumbo, giving you wisdom, Yoda type stuff. You have no idea who that is.
Huh.
I literally can't say his name.
Well, which one of us did say the name? You can tell us that.
I don't remember. It was a while back, and that was it was a while back in the episodes. Again, you have no idea what he's talking about.
So it's not
It was me right now, Jimmy.
Jimmy the God. Was it? It's not Osokai and his erstwhile problems with the Spider God.
No, and I have to be very careful. Remember that a consortium of gods gathered together to create the Staff of Seraphim. One of them was actually Loth. As terrifying and horrible god as she is, she actually wants the material plane the way it is for purposes of her own. And so she was actually helping to stop Set. So it is not her, obviously, by the fact that I can say her name.
Interesting.
Right.
Good news, bad news. I've kind of been hoping you would come here because of various things. I wanted you to know all of this. I think that the only way that you can fix the staff is you are actually, like you were originally planning, to find the Witch of the Lowlands. She may have the secret that you need. There may also be a secret. There is this martial artist one of you has met.
Well, it's probably me.
Penton, you, the sort of Monkey King looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taka.
Right.
Taka actually may have some secrets for you if you can find Taka. So
Okay.
I'm really, again, I'm not trying to do any secret stuff. I'm trying to give you as much useful information as you can. Go ahead.
Do you
Sorry.
know where the Witch of the Lowlands is, since she's not in the Lowlands anymore?
She is definitely not in the Lowlands. She was chased out of there. This god's minions know that she's important as well, and they've been looking for her, and she's been in hiding. Even though the Boo Hag pretended to be her, there was some truth to that she has been attacked and is on the run. I think that if you go north from here, if you go north and if you look for... sorry, let me check my notes. He ruffles through some things real quick. You can't see them again. You just see him, and he kind of ruffles for a second. There is a tiefling in the north. It's a famous tiefling, and this tiefling has secrets that you need, and also probably is either protecting or knows where the Witch of the Lowlands is. Her name, Prognatty. Prognatty. It's 2 words. You might want to write that down. Prognatty.
I can't even write.
Oh, that is a shame. You really should put some skill points in reading and writing. You think you'd enjoy it.
No!
Again, you have no idea what that means. Bad news part, I think you've been in here too long, and fortunately you've been smart enough not to trigger any of the hands around here, but there is a little bit of a guardian in here that's trying to keep me from, talking to y'all, and I think that it's starting to become active. Behind you, and that thing that you thought was the throne begins to twitch.
Lovely.
And then it boom flips itself over so that its fingers to the ground. You recognize now it is a gigantic claw of a huge creature.
Just one claw?
Just one, well, no, I'm sorry, one hand.
Claw hand.
Yeah, a claw hand. It is giant. It is scaled, and it is flexing as if it's getting used to being animate once again after countless years of being still.
I wonder if it's Seth's hand.
And
10,000 years will put such a crick in your wrist.
And he says, I didn't actually tell you what I defeated with yours truly, Bigsby's hand. It was a Tarask.
Oh, no.
And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh,
Wait, so we're fighting the hand of a Tarask?
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Nat 20.
Do not want. Do not want.
Nat 20 for Athora.
Yep.
7.
7 for Marezi.
That's
13 for
19
Tix.
for Penton.
and 13 for Tix. All right. That will bring it first to Athora. Athora, you have correctly guessed that you do not want to touch any of the other hands that are in the room. Many of them are holding staffs and just kind of swaying gently. Most of them are out of the way. There are a few on the ground. The center of the room is that dais with the black crystal. The giant clawed hand is on the other side of the room, and it is slowly starting to creep towards you.
Oh, yay.
What would you like to do?
Attack it.
Okay.
And I'm using my two-handed sword. That's a 14.
14, unfortunately, will not hit.
Okay, I try again. And that is a 19.
19 will definitely hit.
Oh, goody. Alright. One fell off the table. That's a 10 damage.
10 damage to the giant clawed hand. You slash, and this is a good hit. Like, you slash, and you would have, just like you bisected that evil paladin, you just slash right into the side of this thing, and you just feel like a little chip come out of it. It is so tough.
Oh.
This thing is really, really tough. But you did hit it. You did hurt it. And by the way, what would James say? How would you describe a Tarrasque?
A Tarrasque is a phenomenally large, like, good 100 feet tall at least, maybe more. It's been a long time since I've seen a picture of it. Basically, it's like a Wolverine on steroids with horns. That is virtually unkillable, and just when it wakes up, it just wants to eat and destroy until it goes back to sleep.
He looks like a big funky dinosaur. He looks like he'd be my best buddy in a Godzilla movie. Yeah, he looks like Godzilla.
There is a lot of Godzilla to it. This hand that you're seeing, obviously you've never seen a Tarrasque because that's typically the last thing you see.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's the zombification or the desiccation over the eons, but it does appear to be smaller than you would think it would be. Obviously, many of the things that make a Tarrasque so horrible do require it to have a body.
Sure that.
But it is still incredibly dangerous, of course. So let's bring that to Penton. Penton, quick question.
Yeah.
Did you drink the energy drink along with everyone else?
I didn't.
Yes. Okay. Just curious.
Okay.
How many spells left do you have?
Well, I've just used my
Hey, I did
two
drink the energy drink. I was smart to
my
do
two
that.
magic missiles at this point.
Bixby wasn't trying to kill us.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, let's see how it feels about a lightning bolt. I'm trying to remember this is an attack roll. No, it's just a reflex. Okay. So we are. So it does 66 damage, and it can reflex save for half.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna soup this one up as well. Dragon power. So that'll actually be 86.
So unfortunately, it does roll an 18, so it does save for half.
Okay, so it's a total of 35, so half of that.
Okay. So
17.
17, yes. 27 points of damage of that lightning bolt fires into it, and it hits it. Fortunately for you, a Tarrasque is actually highly reflective. Like, its scales are highly reflective, and hitting it with a ray or probably lightning or anything like that, there's actually a chance that it will reflect it back at you.
Oh.
However, it is too rotten to be properly reflective. So while it does kind of glimmer a little bit, like the lightning bolt still strikes it, and you're really, really glad that ability is no longer active.
I am extremely glad.
And that is actually going to bring it to Tix.
So,
Tix, did you drink the energy?
oh
drink?
yes.
Okay. You have regained all of your spells as well.
Oh, excellent.
Or your prayers.
So, as I'm preparing my action, I call out to Bigsby. Is it powered by the crystal as well?
He says, unfortunately, no. It is powered by the necromantic energy of the god.
Dungeon Master, does it count as a giant creature?
It's actually colossal. Well, no, let me take that back because it's a hand.
Yeah,
it's not
a hand,
a Tarask. So I would say that it's giant, yes.
Okay. I am going to prepare. I'm going to just go ahead and attack it, Destiny Seeker, and swing away.
Okay.
So that is a modified 24.
That will definitely hit.
And so that is 10 points of damage. 10 points of damage.
Okay. So you've done 37 points of damage as Destiny Seeker bites into it, and Destiny Seeker says in your mind, "Finally, a worthy opponent."
Pretentious.
And Merezi, it is your turn. There's a big old reptilian hand coming at y'all.
I'd like to poke it and hope that Aki isn't mad at me for poking something reptilian. 'Tis a 25. I miss.
Whoa. Yes, that's a definite miss.
Okay. What was the damage? 12.
12, okay. So you do 12 points of damage and you get your second attack.
Indeedy do. 19.
That will hit.
6.
6 points of additional damage for a total of 55 points of damage y'all have done in a single round. That is quite a lot of damage.
Just unlucky boys.
And y'all are just hacking and hacking at this thing. It is really tough. And as you probably would know, anyone who's taken a quick look, of an actual Tarask, you would stand no chance whatsoever. It has an AC of 35. It has 48 D10 plus 594 hit points.
Yeah, he's got like 600 hit points.
Yes, for 858 hit points. Fortunately, again, this is not only not a Tarask, this is a zombie hand Tarask. So it is greatly reduced in its power. Otherwise, it would just destroy you utterly. Having said all of that, it's its turn. And you are very fortunate, Merezi, as you were the last one to attack it, as it rolls a 4.
Phew!
It has a really nice bonus to hit, but it rolls a 4, and that's not going to get over your armor. As one of the claws, it comes up and like the thumb kind of just whack at you, and you feel the impact. But that scale armor that you have, you almost feel it kind of like and like redistribute the impact.
Oh, lovely.
As you slide, you kind of do that anime like slide back from the blow. And that will bring it back to Athora.
Hooray.
And it is turning to face you, and kind of every move that it makes with its claws, it just digs divots into the stone floor.
Okay. Does it have fingernails? Like,
It does. Yeah, well, I mean, they're claws.
can I stab between the fingernail and the normal part of it?
Ooh.
Absolutely.
That-
That's a
The old
nasty
bamboo treatment.
Yeah, yeah. I
Ugh.
like it.
Okay.
Were you Viet Cong in a previous life or something?
That will be 25.
That will definitely hit. Those are good rolls y'all been doing today.
Yeah.
That'll be 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage, and you have a second attack. 70 points of damage, by the way.
And it's
That's
barely
a
flinched.
25 again.
That will hit.
That fell off both of them fell off the table. That is 12 points of damage.
Oh, what was your hit? What did you roll on your hit?
25 again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 25 again. Okay, sorry. So to another 12 points of damage. Excellent. So you've already done 82 points. Y'all are just hacking at this thing, and just parts are just flying off of it.
I love that.
Yeah, but as again, partially because it's so big, and partially because it's a zombie, it doesn't feel, it doesn't even slow down. It is still just coming at y'all. But you got some really good hits in, Athora, as you and one of them, your longsword just goes in right between the claw, and you actually see the claw kind of pop out a little bit. And it's like it's wobbling a little bit on that finger. And that will bring us to Pinton.
All right. About how big is this thing? Approximately. Give it approximate like diameter.
It's about 20 feet tall.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
and probably about 20 feet wide with the way it's kind of like crabbing with its walk.
Well, that's excellent. Therefore, I'm going to cast a web at the center of this hand and just basically try and trap all the fingers in it.
Okay. So I believe that's an automatic success. Then they can roll.
Well,
save.
yeah, it'd be a reflex save.
Mhm.
And if they fail the reflex save, then they're stuck, and it's either a DC 20 strength or DC 25 escape artist. I imagine it's going to be strength to break out of it. But it's basically going to at least delay it for a round.
So unfortunately, it rolls a 17 on its reflex save.
Okay.
So it, you know, this is like when Spider-Man, you know, wraps up a really big guy, and he kind of sits there for a second, and then just goes, "Nerd!" pops out, which is really, really annoying. But
Yeah.
I should mention, by the way, the DM is actually rolling some good rolls today, which is unprecedented.
That's true.
But that will bring it to Tix.
And so Tix is, as he's preparing Destiny Seeker for another attack, going to yell out to Bixby, "Bixby, if I break the stone and it frees you."
It won't stop it. It's powered by the magic of the god.
Right, but will any of the lesser hands around attack me if I break the stone?
Oh, no. They're just touch activated. He would have activated anyway if you had touched it, but like y'all were just in here long enough that it sort of ramped him up.
Okay. As I run to the stone, I tell Morezi and Athora and Hinton to keep it busy for a moment, and turn my backpack upside down on top of it and wake up my erstwhile charge and make sure that he is face down on the stone.
Okay. So you've turned it upside down, so you're basically like taking the top of your sack and putting it on the top of the stone.
Right, so he can feed.
Okay. There's a moment's pause, and then what you all hear is like if a rock was eating a rock, as the old joke said, a red rock. You hear this just unimaginable sound of just like crunch, crunch, crunch. And instantly, the image of Bixby starts to waver, and he goes, "Oh, thank you so much!" And you just hear crunch, 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 and it starts speeding up, and the backpack just slowly starts lowering down. And Jim starts to pulse with energy, but nothing happens this round. You can tell something is about to happen as you take your round to do this. By the way, very good role-playing, very good annuity. Please take, if you do not have one already, a inspiration point.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Very good job. Very good job. And that will bring it to you, Morezi, with a big scaly boy here facing you down.
I would like to face down that big scaly boy. 21.
21. That will hit.
8 points of ouch.
8 points of ouch. 90 points of damage. Your second attack?
Alright. 9.
Unfortunately, no, as your second one just bounces off that big scaly hide. And that will actually bring it to the Tarrasque.
Yay!
And he is going to do like one of the claws, as it moves, it's actually where Athora had stabbed into that claw. It tries to step on that one. That's like the pointing finger, and the claw actually pops out.
Yes.
And hits the ground, and it's like standing on a stump. So it kind of stumbles for a moment, and then it brings itself almost like a martial artist doing a roundhouse kick, and it's going to try to hit both Athora and Morezi simultaneously.
Oh, no.
As it rolls to attack. That is a 18 against you, Morezi.
The tie goes to the runner. He succeeds.
Well, we've actually said in our game, even though it is definitely not D&D, that tie goes to the defender.
Oh, fun. Then he doesn't hit.
So he just barely doesn't hit. And then, unfortunately for you, Athora, he gets a 25.
Oof.
So I believe that will hit. Yeah. Let me get out some D6s here.
6s with an S.
Yeah.
Well, that I may have 6s with an S, but you'll be glad to know there were a lot of 1s in there. So that was 2, 3, 4. That's 4 on that. So he does 14 points of damage. So you're really, really glad that he did almost the minimum amount of damage he could do.
Wow.
Wow,
So it's
4d6
glancing-
plus 14, that's his damage?
Well, it's 3d6.
Or plus, okay. Wow.
And then plus 10.
Yikes.
Yeah, so he only did 4 damage with the 3d6.
Lovely.
So he could have done 18. But anyway, that will bring it to you, Athora, as he's just slammed into you with his side swipe. It was just a glancing blow, and still you felt the horrible impact of this.
Ow. Okay, I head for the next nail. And do the same thing.
All right, good thinking.
Maybe. That's 13.
Mm,
Unfortunately, 13 will not hit, but you have another attack.
22.
That will hit.
Hooray. That's 18 points of damage?
18 points of damage.
Nice.
Y'all have now crossed over into the hundreds. 108 points of damage. Fun fact, a Tarrasque can hold 32 medium creatures in its belly.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Because one of the things it does is swallow them whole.
Gonna have a host party.
Fortunately, it doesn't have one of those currently. And that will bring it to Benton.
All right. Let's let's zap this thing again because I am not getting anywhere near it if I can help it. So I'll send another lightning bolt at it, especially since it's not going to bounce back at me, it seems like. So let's see. And again, that's a reflex save.
Ooh, good for you. He rolls a 1 for reflex save.
Oh, and that's 25 points.
25 points. Y'all are just wailing on this guy. 133 points of damage. Just sizzle right into it. It doesn't slow down at all, but it is actually stumbling a little bit because of the damage Athora has done to its other nail and just the cumulative damage. Y'all have fought zombies, unfortunately, and like you are actually making an impact on it. Like it's not like you're just doing nothing. It's just that it's really, really tough.
Yeah. Plus, they go until they stop.
Exactly, and that's how zombies roll. And also, you, especially you, Pinson, with a little more knowledge of this sort of thing, you really can tell that this thing is just a shadow of a Tarrasque.
And thank goodness for that.
Because if this was like just the hand of a Tarrasque, but a Tarrasque, you would already be dead. That will bring it to Tix.
All right, so Tix leaves the backpack where it is and runs back over to the claw and underneath it and stabs upward with the bill of the axe and a nice thrust.
Go for it.
See what we can see. And that is 19 plus 7. So 26. And so that
will hit.
that counts as critical and double damage.
Oh, it crits on a 19. Sweet.
Yep.
That's right. His axe does.
And it is 36 points of damage plus 4 points of necrotic damage. So 40 points of damage. That's a nice number tonight.
Aren't zombies immune to necrotic damage?
Oh,
Because they're already dead.
I guess so. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So 36 points of damage.
36,
So- Destiny Seeker and I are quite pleased.
that is a solid hit, and he just, Destiny Seeker just sinks into its, palm area, and it just you can feel it rip through the musculature underneath, and Destiny Seeker is just humming with pleasure at this great combat, and that will bring it to Morezi. Speaking of combat,
All right. 20, not natural.
all right, that will hit.
9 points.
178 points of damage.
Phew!
As you're just hacking and clawing into this thing, and you have another attack.
Indeedy do. That one's another unnatural 20.
Go for it.
That is 4.
Ooh.
Every bit
Not
helps.
my biggest attack, but it was 1.
And you just you actually attack the same claw area that Athora had hit, and the big chunk meaty part of that just slices off, and it's now kind of walking at like a stumbling gait, like tuk-kum, 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 as it's trying to come forward. And now it is going to launch itself up into the air and come back down and go foo. And I need everyone to make a reflex saving throw.
Oof.
Of Curps.
That's one of my good ones.
10.
Okay.
19 for ticks.
That's
20.
17.
Natural. Not a natural 20.
And a 17 for Athora. Okay. So, Morezi, you are the only one who fails, fortunately. You all will take damage, but you all will take half damage.
Oof.
And you are not knocked back. So that is... so all of you except Morezi take 9 points of damage, because it is halved.
Okay.
How are you doing, Penton?
I'm okay.
Okay, I know you have less, but you're not nothing.
I'm not a wimp no
especially-
more. Not a total wimp
Yes,
no
exactly. So, Morezi, you take 18 points of damage, and you are actually knocked back. Can you give me a quick reflex saving throw to stay standing?
Alright. Thankfully, 22.
22. So you are just tossed and tumbled, but you kind of come down on a 3-point superhero pose. So just whoom, and still manage to keep your bearing, even though just dust is just flying all over you. Unfortunately, as this happens, all of that dust and debris and everything, it strikes many of these hands, and they're starting to come towards y'all. But they're not towards you yet. It is now Athora's turn.
Hooray. Alright, I'm going to try and hit the same spot I hit last time to knock another nail off.
Okay.
And that is a 26.
That will hit.
That is 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. That's 192 points of damage. You've got another strike.
Alright. That is 19 to hit.
That will hit.
That's 14 points of damage.
So 200 hit points. And it's been interesting that it's been all three during these last encounters. In the last couple
No.
episodes. Athora, describe to me how you dispatch this giant zombie Tarask hand.
So I go in to hit this nail off, and I lean forward just enough to where when I'm going to slash my sword down, I slice off the finger entirely, and in doing so, it withers and dies.
And you as you almost psychically y'all hear like a and you hear almost the ghostly sound of what a Tarask must sound like, as Bigsby destroyed it thousands and thousands of years ago with a magically augmented Bigsby's hand. And it just falls to the ground and withers and turns to dust. Now, those other hands are coming towards you, but just at that moment, y'all hear one more crunch from the dais. And Bigsby looks towards all of you, and he says, Quick, everyone!" And he pushes something that you can't see, and another little rack of vials come out. And he goes, "You need to drink all of these right now. Drink them right now. And please find Prognati, find the Tiefling, find the Witch of the Lowlands, fix the staff. You've got to, and of course, you've got to save the princess, because only one of the line can use the staff, and he's starting to kind of like buzz and starting to kind of fade, and he goes, "But I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I gotta hand it to you." And he gives like a big smile.
Awesome.
And as he does that, the purple a purple blast just comes out from the crystal, and he just zips out of existence. The area above that had moonlight starts to collapse downwards, and it reveals an opening up above, but it's like hundreds of feet up above, and the entire place is starting to shake, and you are pretty certain that it's going to come down and crush all of you, but there are some vials up in front of you.
I would love to slurp.
You take this vial, and on the side of it, it says a strange incantation. It says the Red Bull.
Oh, lovely.
Tix grabs...
Does it give me wings?
As you slurp, as you say, Merezi, you feel an intense pain in your back, and boom, giant bat wings sprout from your back.
Oh, thank God.
Anyone else
I
want
go
to
ahead
partake?
and gulp it down like a shot.
Okay. And you take it just like a shot, and just then also for you as a tiefling, giant bat wings come out.
Lovely.
Tix grabs the backpack and his charge and scoops him up and puts the backpack on and grabs a vial and nods at Penton and knocks back the vial and prepares to launch upward.
Okay. And as you do, just you feel like a humming sound, and 4 dragonfly wings sprout from your back.
Lovely.
And you just
Very cool.
And you just straight up, and you have complete control over your flight, you find.
Up and out the hole.
Okay. And Penton, what would you like to do?
Well, he stares at the vial, knowing it's magic, and realizing he can't use it. So he drops it on the ground and shows everybody what he can do now. Which is
that?
He was wearing loose robes, which very suddenly and very quickly become very tight on him, as he has transformed himself into basically a half dragon, complete with wings and gnarly snout and claws and tail and what have you. Gets much bigger, much scarier, and is fully able to fly on his own.
That is absolutely correct.
That's awesome.
Your flight is more limited in that it can only last for a certain number of rounds. However, it's more than enough for what you need now. And you just take off flying for actually only the second time.
That's true.
And make your way out of the hole and fly out as this area below you collapses. It actually doesn't completely collapse. It just like collapses. You wouldn't have wanted to be standing there, but and fortunately the various zombie hands seem to mostly be crushed by that. As you make your way out, you actually find the 5 Aarakocra out there flying, and they give you very quizzical looks as you are all flying now. As you fly up, and for the purposes of storytelling, Penton, I'm going to say that you are able to fly a little bit longer now since we're out of combat.
Okay.
And you make your way out, and as you fly up and up and up, several hundred feet, just because it feels right, getting away from that area. You look out on the moonlight, and the moon is really bright tonight, and you look out over the Pinta Plains. And do y'all remember how I described, when you went through all of that with poor Osokai falling to his death, how there were these canyons that fell just almost supernaturally straight down?
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine, just, for instance, if a wizard cast Bigsby's hand, but it was augmented by the Staff of Seraphim. And say there was, I don't know, say a Tarask coming towards the Simian crevasse, and he raised up Bigsby's hand and just brought it down on the Penta Plains. What you could not see before because of your perspective, but what you can very plainly see now, is those canyons are literally the handprints.
Oh,
Hundreds of miles long. And Penton, you know how, for the most part, simple and relatively small Bigsby's hand attacks are.
Yeah.
And the basic one, even just being able to, like move small objects.
Right. The big one is like the size of a person.
Exactly. And so imagining what level the Staff of Seraphim souped up his spell, that he was literally able to squash a Tarrasque like it was a bug.
Yikes.
And you all knew that the Staff of Seraphim was very powerful, but in this moment you really get an impression that its power is nearly limitless, and just how dangerous it is to be with it. And that it literally reshaped this entire land with that single attack. And so you're up here, and you confer a little bit with the Aarakocra, and remember that they were looking for the rod of 5 parts. That's why they came here. And they're actually very excited after talking to you. They said that they're going to go down into the rubble to check all of those
it might
various
be
staffs.
one of the... Right.
Uh-huh. The basic idea that you seem to get is that these hands had been sent out to look for the staff, but that they were dumb hands, and so they basically would get anything they could find. If you had time, which of course you did not. Some of them may have been magical. But that was what was going on down there.
Crazy.
And so they're actually very thankful to all of you. And you do see one other thing down below. You do see one lone survivor crawling out. It is one of the Craxior bandits.
Bastard.
And he's got like 3 hands on him that he's like,
I go towards him to go grab him and knock him to the
okay.
ground.
Just make a grab roll for me, which is just an attack roll.
That's a nat 20.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So we don't need to do any combat or anything. Just describe to me what it's like when you flying tackle this source of that you've been searching for years.
I see it. I dive down. I grab him from behind and throw him to the ground after I land with 2 feet planted, just beautifully and gracefully. Throw him to the ground, kick his head, and knock him out so I can take him with me.
Perfect. And it's all of that happens, and it's just beautiful. Y'all are all very impressed.
Very impressed.
Come down.
That's a good way to finish that.
So that I'm sorry.
That's a good way to finish that.
Yes. So you'll be able to take him back to get your revenge, and perhaps Merezi will help you build that cage that you had
That would
planned
be
for
lovely.
him.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be lovely.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we'll end Chafing Armor, episode 82. Thank you so much for Riley for being our special
I
guest.
had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. You've
This
been
was
doing great.
awesome.
You did a wonderful job, and you're certainly welcome to come back anytime.
I'd love to do that. Yeah.
And we will certainly get back. We'll find out what's going on with Osokai. This was my plan for this one was to actually give you all some information that you could move forward with. You've been doing a whole bunch of stuff, but I want to make sure to not leave you hanging, as it were. And so now you've got some things to move forward with. But thank you all for playing.
I
Sure.
had a fantastical time.
Can I
Wonderful.
put a tiny little epilogue on this
Please.
journey? All right. So as we're flying around and conferring with the Aarakocra and moving on to whatever direction we're heading, north, I guess. I turn to Tix and I say, "What the hell is in your backpack?"